guys, welcome back. It's been 5 whole minutes. Did you miss me? Did you miss me, darlings? So we are getting together with Coach Jonathan Shane, the Keto Road, and we're going to talk about the mystery of metabolism, and we're going to talk a little bit about Canada's new food guide too, because I think we can't ever get tired of talking about that, right? It's so awesome. Oh, I'm so excited. It's the best Friday ever. How is the sound? Oh, sound. This is the best Friday ever, dude. I'll tell you what. So let's start with introduce yourself in case anybody's been living under a rock and they don't know you, dude.
Yeah, because they should. Everybody should know who Jonathan is.
Duh.
Because, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
I really wanted, I almost went to the Walmart and got a disco ball. Like, I almost did it.
You totally need one. You need one, dude. Mine is just a bulb that goes into any light.
Oh, really?
It is. It's so cool.
I wanted, just for this live, I was like, I just want to... Sorry, I just want to, start this live and, my screen pop up and, this disco light's going. I thought that would have been great. Exactly. No, exactly.
I'll have to bring you your own to KetoCon.
Oh, yes. Hey, you know what? I'll use it. I will. It will be used. I will use it. Okay, so for those that don't know me, my name is Jonathan Shane, a.k.a. The Keto Road. I am a deeper state keto coach, one-on-one coaching, and I help run the forums and stuff for the people on the 90-day program. And then I also help Keto Savage and Keto Brick with their businesses growing through as a marketer. So
I love them. We need to give them a plug because, man, do I love my bricks. I don't know if you have one handy to show, but I do.
Oh, please show it. Oh, I just don't want to walk into my closet. I have a chest full.
I got me a collection. I got 2 more in the mail today. Be jealous, dude. Totally be jealous.
I am jealous. What, is Joanne keep sending you those?
Another lady sent me 2 today. One of my other ladies. Yeah. They all love me. They all love me.
You have connections.
Did you see?
Legit connections.
Did you see the giant box of chocolate Coco Polo sent me?
I just saw that. I was waiting for you to go live, and I saw your feed. That is a lot of chocolate. I don't even know if you use that much chocolate. Oh,
you know what? I'm going to make me some recipes. I won't lie. Last year at Easter, I went through 3 bags of chocolate perfecting cream eggs. So yeah. I will use it. I will. We're going to start focusing on Valentine's recipes Tuesday, dude.
Oh, dude. Valentine's is right around the corner.
I know. Well, you better get your woman something good. I'm making bacon roses. You better bring up your game, dude. I'm making bacon roses.
Like hashtag Keto Wars on another level.
Hashtag. And you know what? I'll give you the alert because I haven't told anybody else yet. So next month, because it's Valentine's Day and because it's big game day, Keto Wars theme is for the love of the game. So any of your favorite fall in love with keto snacks, any of your favorite Valentine's recipes, any of your favorite game day hors d'oeuvres, it is on, dude. It is on.
I don't even know. I've never even tried to make a keto Valentine's because last year when I started my prep around Valentine's Day, so
yeah.
I haven't I've never
Okay.
So I said Team Jonathan for Keto War. You gotta post recipes and use hashtag Team the
Keto Road.
And that's what gets me votes.
Yes. And dude, I am so excited. Last year, I went all out for Valentine's Day. I did a wicked breakfast in bed for 2 out of a silicone mold that gives you your eggs, your muffin for your egg sandwich, and your cake. So for breakfast in bed for 2 in 5 minutes in your microwave, dude.
Ooh, that's sick. Joanne says, I'm going to make you a gift to give you for your wife for your anniversary. Oh, thank you. So, so something me and my wife did not realize until, yesterday, because I have to go to Arkansas next week. And, we've just been so busy, it dawned on both of us, holy crap, our anniversary is next week. Our 3-year anniversary is next week. I was like, oh, crap. But I'm not even going to be in town, so we're going to celebrate when I get back.
I love it. You know what? Give her bacon. You can never go wrong with the gift of
I
bacon.
think you met her. I made her pizza today. She didn't have to do anything. I made the whole thing from scratch. I didn't even touch it. It's all hers.
And you know what? You're really humble about it too, that you did it for her, and that's the important part. She didn't have to do anything. I did the whole thing. Oh my God.
That's funny.
Oh, so today we want to talk about the big egg in the room and Canada's new food guide, which is recommending a quarter of your plate be whole grains, half of that be fruit and vegetables, and a quarter be proteins. But they're now really trying to recommend that you please get the bulk of that protein from plant-based. So I want to talk to you about, because Dory doesn't know, the mystery of what a metabolism really is and how that kind of a diet would affect said magical metabolism. Because I'm not going to lie to you. Want to know what I know about metabolism? It's the reason I was fat, Coach Jonathan. I had a very slow metabolism, just saying. It's the reason I was fat. I could just blame it all on metabolism, but I don't really know what that is. It's kind of like the soul, I think.
Yeah, so the way I've always defined metabolism is your body's efficiency to process energy. It's probably the best way to put it.
That makes sense.
And so the thing is though is that in no matter how you get around it, when you talk about metabolism, the whole calories in, calories out debate comes up, and through the studying I've done, if you would have asked me before my competition if calories mattered on keto, I would have been no, because I just didn't understand. But the more I've studied and the more I've understood, it's more of your metabolism represents how many calories you burn to maintain you. In terms of your resting metabolic rate, whatever that is, and then your activity level on top of that, right? So whatever all that equals throughout the day, that's the rate at which you burn calories. That's how that's where your metabolism stands, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense. Now, I've heard this concept of being able to at least temporarily adjust your metabolism. Now, is that actually a thing, or is that just, the soul?
No. So that's what I was trying to get you. So I'm trying to make sure that I lay, because if somebody jumps on this live in about 20 minutes, they're not going to know what the heck's going on, because we're going to get deep into it. I'm trying to lay the foundation of understanding okay, so your metabolism represents the rate at which you burn energy. Now, the substrate, basically the small details of that energy burn vary. I mean, you've got hormones, you've got insulin sensitivity, you've got mitochondria efficiency, you've got ATP process efficiency, you have oxidative stress. I mean, there's so many variables that go into it, and it's really important to understand. Do I think you can change your metabolism? Yes, and there's a lot of ways of doing it. You can increase your overall metabolic hormones, such as increasing insulin sensitivity, increasing thyroid function. T3 is a big one. You do that through increasing iodine in your diet.
Okay.
There's also obviously increasing testosterone and lowering estrogen, which comes very much in handy when you're eating a lot of cholesterol. A lot of people don't eat enough cholesterol, so they don't make the hormones that they need to make, because a lot of people don't know that cholesterol is a precursor to hormones. That's what your body uses to create hormones, is cholesterol.
Oh.
So without cholesterol, you don't make hormones.
Okay.
So all these people that low cholesterol, that's why you see men that eat little cholesterol, they have erectile dysfunction and all these low testosterone things that come up, and they think it's because my genetics. So no, it's because you don't eat. You don't give your body. It's you're telling your body, build me a town, but I'm not going to give you any wood. You know what I mean?
No wood.
Oh, that's funny. I see that. I wasn't trying to do that. I saw it.
Oh my goodness. I'm dying.
Buddy, you're bad. Or you're bad. I wasn't trying to. My bad. Anyways,
minute.
Small portion of this huge picture. And so we have to look at a couple things when we look at overall metabolism. Like, can you adjust it? Yes, you can adjust it through changing dietary choices, and not just because like you eat like less carbs, so your insulin gets sensitive or more sensitive, so the hormones are better regulated and autophagy kicks in. But also, when you're eating a high-fat diet, you're eating more cholesterol, and so you're allowing your body to produce more hormones, which on the back end is going to help you burn more calories, right?
Okay.
And so it's funny because it's weird. Like with the whole calories in, calories out, because like, at the end of the day, calories do matter. The trick, though, is understanding how to make your body burn more calories. So like Sean Baker, for instance, right? He's a very active man, and he eats high-fatty, ketogenic, carnivorous diet, just like butter, ribeyes, and eggs. So his insulin is always very sensitive. He has constant amount of cholesterol and natural creatine in his body, so his body's constantly pumping out testosterone hormones and protein. So, like, he's just in an environment to where he can eat more calories because he naturally burns more because of the position he's put his body in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm hoping to talk to him about it. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as you said Sean Baker, I was like, oh, he's on my list. We're trying to schedule something so we can talk about that.
I love listening to that guy. But he's just a prime example. Like, people go, oh, he's a superhuman. And I'm like, well, not really. He's just engineered his diet in a way to where he can get away with eating more because his body burns more because it's such an efficient machine. And the same can be said to all of us. You know, like all of us that have a slow metabolism, you can fix your metabolism. You just have to figure out, one, what's wrong with it, and then two, how to treat it. So, for instance, if you have thyroid problems, thanks, dog.
Thanks, dog.
If you have thyroid problems, you know, you want iodine. So, figuring out, like, taking kelp or eating seaweed, or, you know, maybe if you have to, doing some iodized salt, like getting iodine in your system to help upregulate your thyroid levels.
Okay.
That's a huge, big one. You know, or if you have insulin sensitivity, lowering carbs more, like, and that's the thing, is like, it's not just about, like, I was listening to yours and Mrs. Fitt's Instagram earlier, and I think for some people it's so important that it's not just about testing positive for ketones in your blood meter, right? Like, if you eat 50 carbs a day and you are technically in ketosis on the blood meter, but your insulin sensitivity isn't getting any better, but you just don't care, you're just chasing a ketone number, you're never going to fix your body. You're never going to fix your health, right? Yes. And so all that to say, to your answer of can it be changed, I think yes it can. It just, you have to understand what needs to be changed and how to change it.
Okay.
Yeah. Long answer, I know.
Yes, that's okay. Joette said that he shared her post yesterday, and he did. That's how him and I started chatting.
About her.
I actually owe you for that one, Joette, because that's how I started chatting with Sean Baker yesterday. We were chatting about Joette's post.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I remember when I was up in Arkansas working out with Joette, she told me a little bit, and I was like, man, you have an amazing story. Like, it needs to be heard, so I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that.
I'm glad. So let's start there and say, okay, Coach Jonathan, I know that I have some metabolic health issues. I know I do. My doctor said I have thyroid issues, or I'm dealing with PCOS, any of the number of things that are definite markers of that. How do we go about deciphering what is wrong when you say you can fix it if you know what's wrong? So how do we decide that? How do we figure out? Is it just kind of a trial and error, or is there some way to narrow down which direction to go?
So both. The answer is both. So obviously, like, there are some things that if you do a little bit of studying, or you ask somebody that's educated, or even a little bit, such as myself, I'm educated just a little bit. But if you ask somebody, and there's certain biomarkers that you look for, like, for instance, thyroid problems. Okay, if you have low T3 and it's causing you to have metabolic issues, I'm going to tell you that there's probably 98% chance that that's going to be a iodine deficiency. Okay. Right, because that's what regulates thyroid function. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, you have switched to Himalayan salt or real mint salt, and you don't eat any seaweed or kelp. You get no iodine in your diet.
Okay.
Right? And so I would encourage you to start adding those things. You know, like instead of doing just Himalayan salt, if you have to, you can either take an iodine pill, you can take a kelp pill, you can eat seaweed, or you can just get like iodized salt and just, instead of doing your entire day full of Himalayan salt, half your day do iodized salt.
Okay.
And the other half do Himalayan salt. Is table salt the most nutritious way to get iodine? No, but if it's easy for you and you get the iodine in, then that's good. I mean, the little bit of caking agent in there, if you're only using like quarter teaspoon a day, is going to be, the benefits outweigh the risk by far, because you're getting the iodine in your diet, helping upregulate your thyroid, right? So stuff like that, stuff where there's like obvious biomarker issues.
Yeah.
You know, another good example would be like adrenal gland deficiency.
Okay.
Usually when your adrenal gland has issues, or adrenal gland fatigue, it's because of a vitamin B1 deficiency. So I'm going to tell you, you need to add nutritional yeast to your food.
Yes.
You're going to see a huge boost in calmness, peace, and more streamlined energy when you add that. Exactly. When you add that to your food. And you would be surprised, like, when you do like 1 to 2 tablespoons a day, I started putting it in my wife's eggs because she has anxiety, and her calmness came. All I did was add B1 to her diet.
Yeah.
Like, and so there's different biomarkers like that are extremely obvious. And if you just Google how to fix thyroid with diet, iodine will come up. If you Google how to fix adrenal gland with diet, B1 will come up. Like, those are easy ones. There are trial and error parts though, like understanding where your maintenance is right now anyways.
Yes.
So like picking a caloric number and going to it and weighing yourself. And this takes time because you have to weigh yourself every day and see if the scale goes up or down. And not get fixated on the number, because we're not trying to lose or gain weight. We're trying to fix your body, right?
Yes.
So we're not focused on losing weight or gaining weight. We're focused on healing you. And so we're going to look at weight go up and down. Okay, it fluctuates between the same 2 pounds all week. Okay, I'm going to increase my calories more the next week. And you keep going up until that fluctuation gets higher. Like, let's say, for example, you're at 150. You fluctuate between 149 and 151, right?
Okay.
And for 4 weeks, you increase your food, and it doesn't change. Okay. And then on the 5th week, you notice that you go from fluctuating between 149 and 151 to 150 and 152. Oh, so there was a bump there in the actual weight, right? Okay. Okay. Let's hold that calorie for 1 more week. You hold it for 1 more week, and it goes up a little bit more. Okay, so now we know that the week prior, when you were still nice and even, that's your caloric maintenance. That's what your body needs to survive on, right? Okay. And then you have to figure out, okay, is this where I should be, right? Because once you have that number, so for instance, if you get to 1,200 calories, right? Yeah. And that's your number, but you put in your activity level and all this in an algorithm or with an experienced health coach, and he tells you that your calories should be 1,900. Yeah. Something's wrong, because there's a 700 calorie gap, which means that your body has gotten way too adapted to eating less, which means a couple things. It's scarier than just, okay, I should be eating more. It's, well, your body had to downregulate hormones to be able to adjust to that intake. It had to downregulate energy levels, cognitive function. So how good you feel now would be so much more if your body was running on all 8 cylinders. But it can't, because it's gotten used to you giving it less gas. Yes. It's like our metabolisms are like engines, but they can cut off different cylinders. So we have a V8 engine, but if we need to go to a V6, our body's really good at cutting the top 2 off. And then so on and so forth. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yes. Well, and what I need to research more on that is how this pertains to bariatric surgery. Because you and I have discussed this, and I'm trying to increase my calories.
You've been doing a fantastic job.
Well, I'm trying really hard, but I'm not going to lie, it's not been easy. I went overboard the first few days, and I've had some issues. I've had some really serious issues, and it's a TMI, but I'm having some issues, and I could only describe it as, remember when they used to advertise those fat blockers? Do you remember what they said the main side effect of those was? Do you remember? Yeah. Okay, so I'm having some issues. I think I have to slower increase my fats because I already consume a really high amount of fat. Like I'm already in the 80 to 85% fat where most people eat 75. So bringing it up to the 90, I'm having some leaky butt issues. Like, I'm just going to put it out there and say, I don't know how to deal with that. Like, it's not like an actual bathroom issue. It's just
I did therapeutic ketosis experiment at 86% fat. So I actually understand that. I understand that struggle. I understand.
Dear God, the struggle is real. Like, I'm just saying, like, the struggle,
not that the struggle is real. The struggle is hard to hold on to.
Right? So I'm trying to slowly increase. Yep. But my issue is this. Because of my surgery, I have been so limited in the amount of food that I can consume. And that was really good through my weight loss. Like, the limiting of my quantity of food was great. I have reached maintenance. I've stopped losing weight. Like, I have maintained the exact same weight now according to the scale for almost a calendar year. So I'm clearly at maintenance. I'm below what my original goal was. Yeah, like I no longer fluctuate in weight. I'm comfortable with the size I am. So I'm okay with saying this is maintenance for me. But my issue is, at this point, I'm really limited to how much I can increase my food just due to physical limitation. Like, I can only eat 4 to 6 ounces of food per serving. And like anybody else who's on keto, I don't desire more than 2 meals a day. So I'm only able to eat 2 very small meals a day and perhaps 1 small snack. So how do you even squeeze more in to there is my issue.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge, and I know you've been having issues, but I am proud of you, because a lot of people would just sit there like, yeah, screw this, but you're pushing yourself. And I am proud of you.
I'm trying.
You've been doing a good job. Now, I want to ask something, and I'm just curious. Have you ever considered, because you said something that really resonated, like, it didn't resonate with me. It sat with me after you told me.
Yes.
When you were explaining your surgery, yours is the only one that's reversible. Correct?
It is reversible. It is. My surgery is reversible.
It's folded twice, right? So
yes.
Fold it once and then fold it again.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about unfolding it one time?
I've thought about it, but it's a surgical procedure, right? Like any other surgical procedure that you have, there's always a risk involved with any surgery that you have, and then there's a huge cost involved in that as well. So, I mean, it costs me $7,000 to have my surgery. It would cost me another $7,000 to have my surgery reversed. But in comparison, I would say where I went to Mexico to have my surgery, a lesser surgery in Canada was $28,000. So I was able to have the best surgery available for less than a third of the cost of it. But let's just say $28,000 is what they charge in Canada. I could not afford $28,000 to have my surgery reversed. Like, it's not something that would be feasible financially to have done. And even at the $7,000, like, it's a lot of money to pay to have a surgery reversed to have that additional risk of surgery again, right? And I'm not unhealthy.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to consider, lots of variables.
Yeah. And I'm truly not unhealthy. Like, I laugh when people say there's no way I could survive on the small amount of calories I have, because, dude, I've been doing this for 8 years. This is not something new. This is 8 years for me. It's not brand new. I've survived on this amount of food for 8 years.
No, your body is an incredible machine, and it is a survivalist. It will adapt and thrive.
Yes.
And that's my next thing is, like, okay, so do you get your blood drawn at all?
Do you know what? I don't even have a family doctor. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't have a family doctor. So
No, I respect your honesty.
Yeah, I don't have a family doctor. I haven't actually required a doctor in years, so I don't see one regularly.
So that's what I'm curious about, because and this is where it varies too. Like, I might get a certain number where I think you should be, but if you get blood drawn and your hormones are great, if your body is adapted and you are thriving and you're happy with how much food you're eating, I have no right to tamper with it.
So,
you know what I mean?
What kind of tests do I need to have done? Because I can't really just go to the hospital and order tests, but if I go get myself a family doctor, what kind of tests would I need to see?
You want to get a full blood panel. So
okay.
They'll pull your blood and they'll test your C-reactive proteins, your glucose, your insulin sensitivity, your fasting glucose. They'll test all of your cholesterol. They'll test your testosterone. They'll test everything.
Okay.
Full blood panel.
Okay.
And that will give you a good idea of where you stand.
Okay.
And I would encourage you, once you get those results, to just for funsies, either have a live or send an email to Dr. Ken Berry and let him see what he says.
Okay.
What he says.
I'm curious. And you know what? I will get a hold of Dr. Sereno as well. I'm doing a live with him on Monday, and they did a full blood panel before I had my surgery. So what I would like to do is compare it with what my blood panels looked like pre-surgery when I was 290 pounds.
That would be I would watch that.
I want to see, because I don't know, like, I can't lie and say that I ever really paid a lot of attention to those things. I was overweight. I knew I was overweight. I was morbidly obese. That's really the only thing the doctor tells you. And I'm going to bring in at this moment too, because we had a comment that sort of ties into this. And it's Josh Moore. And Josh Moore says that he has the same problem. Both of his brothers are 130 pounds. He's 240 pounds, but he can't find a doctor that will say anything other than you need to lose weight. And that was my issue.
So frustrating.
When I came into the doctor, that was all they ever had to say. You're unhealthy, you need to lose weight. They would give me their same high carb, low fat diet prescription to go home with the assignment to lose weight. And there was never any other assessment of health issues, because at the core of my problems, I was obese. I was just too fat, and really that was the problem. So I find that a lot of people come against that wall where weight seems to be the only part of the equation that any doctor wants to deal with. And you know, Coach Jonathan, that weight is sometimes so attached to what's going on with us hormonally that we don't have the opportunity to just do low carb, high carb, low fat and lose weight that way.
Correct.
So I'm just taking a scroll here to see too, because I know we got a couple other comments. But that I kind of want to talk a little bit about that, because in the whole Jillian Michaels rant that I've been watching, and you know, all of the media that goes along with that, one of the things that I saw them mention was that a lot of those contestants had markedly lowered their metabolic rate. So I want to talk a little bit about that and what causes that, how that happens, how we lower our metabolic rate, and then on the other end of that, we kind of talked a little bit about how we raise it as well. So let's kind of go a little deeper there.
Okay, so that's one of the biggest things for like the Biggest Loser contestants. So what happens is they put them on an extremely calorically restricted diet, okay? And the weight that they're at, their body burns a lot of calories just surviving because of all the excess weight and excess fat that they have to hold. And so we see when they're used to eating, 4,000 calories a day, they weigh 300 pounds. They probably have a metabolic rate of 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. Okay. And then when they go to the Biggest Loser, the first day they drop them down to under 1,000. Right? And then they start making them work out. So they're literally burning like sick, and their workouts are crazy, intense for their body weight. So like, you literally put them in like a 5,000 a day calorie deficit every day for 3 months.
Yes.
Right? And does that shed off weight at an enormous rate? But you know also what it makes your body do? It makes your body adapt.
Okay.
Which is why it gets harder for them to lose weight in the show.
Okay.
If you notice at the end of the show, they're not losing near as many pounds.
Yes.
As they did at the beginning. And it's not that the intensity's gone away. It's literally that their body has gone, oh crap, these people are starving me. I have to survive. So let's down-regulate everything. Let's down-regulate hormones. Let's try to get him to eat. So let's shoot up his ghrelin, so if you don't know the difference, you have leptin and ghrelin. Leptin is what tells you you're satisfied. Ghrelin is what tells you you're hungry. Okay. And when you're starving, the ghrelin shoots up and the leptin comes way down. So you never feel satisfied. You always want more, which is why sorry about that.
It's okay.
Unlike a lifestyle change, right? People in the Biggest Loser, that's why as the show goes to an end, if you notice, their cravings get worse. They have a hard time, but they're like, I'm going to fight this anyways. Obviously and then everybody encourages, it's a mind over
you can
matter
win.
kind of thing. It's all about willpower. No, your body's telling you you're freaking starving yourself. What you're doing is unhealthy. And so what happens is they get, and I can resonate with them because of my experience with my prep and my reverse diet. Anybody that's gone on an extreme like a bodybuilding show can resonate with them because so you get all this weight off, right? And you do amazing job. You lose 200 pounds, which is epic to do in 120 days. It's impressive, But you do that, and then when you get home, your body can't sustain 600 calories a day. That's impossible. It's hard. Because if you do 900, could you imagine doing half of what you eat now every day?
That would be really hard. That would be really, really hard.
But imagine a 200-pound male that's used to exercising 3 hours a day,
I couldn't.
6 days a week. He couldn't keep up, and so they get home. And their metabolism is shot. And I don't want to say it. I used to say metabolic damage or metabolic syndrome, but that's not really what it is. It's really more metabolic adaptation. It's not that your metabolism is damaged. It's just your body's ability to adapt to its environment.
Okay.
We have to look at it like that. Your metabolism is just efficient, and it will adapt as needed depending on what you're feeding it, when you're feeding it, and how much you're feeding it.
Okay.
And so now their metabolisms have adapted to this environment of extreme exertion and extremely low food intake. And then they get home, and their mind sees an opportunity to store the fat that they lost because, hey, I need you to put this fat back on because I don't know when I'm going to get to eat again. I don't know when I'm going to get to eat again. So I'm going to make you feel terribly hungry, and I'm going to make sure you don't feel satisfied.
Okay.
And so these people go back home. They have no accountability. They have no reinforcement. They're not told any of this stuff. They're just told to eat less and work out more.
Right.
And so that's when the binges start, because not only do you feel it really is hard. It's not like when people get mad at people that are reverse dieting or don't diet down right and they can't stop eating after they've lost all the weight. People get mad at them. I don't need more because I'm like, dude, you jumped into it too fast, or you need accountability around you. I understand it's hard not to eat at that point. Your mind literally plays tricks on you. It's very difficult when you're in that low of a deficit because it's all a hormone game. Your body is literally trying to trick you into eating more. I'll tell you a story.
Okay.
So when I was reverse dieting, I remember, and I talked about this on Robert's podcast one time. I remember the moment when I said, "Oh crap, something's wrong." I got down to 1,500 calories a day.
Okay.
Which I started at 3,300 calories. Okay. So I cut my calories in half by the end of my cut, and I was hungry, and on my reverse diet, I struggled on my reverse diet. There were a couple, my first couple of days after my show, I binged hard, 7,000 calories. But I was it's just after my show, whatever. I'll just get back on the train. And then I remember I ate an entire. Get this, I'm not joking. I ate an entire gallon of keto ice cream.
Oh God.
2 minutes. And I know that sounds like an over-exaggeration, but I'm not joking. I had this...
No, I don't doubt you, dude. I don't doubt you.
I did stop 2,000 calories in 2 minutes.
Oh, I'd die.
I had a taco salad about 2 hours after that. I was still hungry. That's how much hormones play that's how much, like, how powerful, as a powerful example of how big a role hormones play in your diet. Because if my ghrelin would have been low like it is now, and I left it high, that ice cream would have put me over the top. I wouldn't have wanted to touch another piece of food for 12, 20 hours.
Yeah.
But because my ghrelin was so high and my leptin was so low, because my body wanted to get that fat back, when my stomach went to send signals to my brain that it was full, my brain cut it off and said, no, this dude needs to eat more. I need to save. And, and so I did. And so recognizing that when you do diet, whether you do it the wrong way or the right way, when you get to the bottom of the barrel, you're in a very sensitive position, and you have brought your metabolism down, right? And so, like, for instance, with yo-yo dieting, that's the problem with yo-yo dieting, is you diet down, your body adapts to the lower intake, you eat a bunch of calories, your body takes the excess calories it's scared of not getting again, stores them, and then you gain fat, you freak out, and you diet back down again. So your metabolism adapts even more, because when you're stuffing your face for those 2 months after you dieted down, your body doesn't have time to heal or, like, get back to normal. It doesn't have time to upregulate. It's not long enough. And so it's not going to change. And then you gain all that fat, and then you diet down even lower than last time. And then it's just down. And then you get to a point where you're eating, you have women eating 1,200 calories a day, that are much, work out a lot, right?
Yeah.
Work out a lot, very active individuals eat, so 1,200 is very low for them.
Yes.
It'd be like you eating like 500 or 400 a day, right?
Yeah.
And like their bodies, like they start missing their cycles.
Yes.
They start, the testosterone goes away, their estrogen diminishes, they start going into early menopause, literally because they don't know how to diet correctly, and their metabolic adaptation has gone way farther than it should have.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. If you're having regular cycles, if your energy level is good, are there other things that we should be looking for as signs of poor metabolic health? Like, what triggers should we be looking for? Because I won't lie, it's only just been in this last couple months that I've even really considered my metabolic health, and I still feel like it's something to do with the soul. I'm just saying. I really feel like it is.
I want to dive into what you mean by that in a little bit, but I'll answer your question first. So, I think for me, it's hard. So you've got, like, obviously, like, feeling well, hormones feeling good, healthy cycle timing, that not getting messed up, blood pressure being on point.
Okay.
But there's also, like, inflammation in your joints.
Okay.
Better cognitive function. But some of those are hard, like the cognitive function and, like, more streamlined energy.
Okay.
Those are good markers for me, but they're hard if you don't know what better feels like, right?
Yes.
Like, if your body's adapted, so
if
like,
you have no baseline,
right? Let's say I eat 1,000 calories a day for 10 years.
Yeah.
My body's going to be very good at making me feel decent on those calories. It's going to get very efficient at it because it has to. It doesn't have a choice. Now, if I increase my so I'll have forgotten what it feels like to eat 2,000 calories a day at that point. My body will be very regulated at 1,000, and so I won't know what it feels like to have even more food and for my body to feel even better. And then I eat I get up to 2,000 calories, and then if I try to do 1,000 again, even though it's not that my body feels worse on 1,000 or like it feels worse than it did before, it's just that I feel so much better now.
Okay.
Right? Now that my calories are increased. So it's more of like, that's where the trial and error comes in. You just have to increase your calories and see how much better you feel. Like, when do you get to the point where the discomfort outweighs the benefits, right? Like, if you get to a point where, like, yeah, I feel better because I have more energy, but I'm uncomfortable, like food or whatever, like for you in your position, I would find that medium. Like, at what point am I comfortable with my food intake, but I feel the best I know I could possibly feel with the amount of food I'm intaking? Like, that is the big question. You have to be able to tell those two, right? So, yeah.
Well, and I think it's that part of it might be a little bit of trial and error, because I will say I'm Dory and I go egg roll with a challenge. Like, if somebody's going to drop the gauntlet, I am very competitive and I am on that. Like, I am on that. And the first day I literally almost tripled my food intake, and then I was full for 3 days. Like, I was hurting for 3 days. It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
No, I'm curious about that. And I know this is your live and you're asking questions, right?
Oh, it's all good.
So, like, even though your stomach's smaller, it still has the same hydrochloric acid. So how is it that when you eat more, your stomach, like, I guess, I don't know, maybe this might be an ignorant question when I actually have time to chew on my thoughts.
It's all good.
But right now I'm asking because I'm ignorant.
It's all good.
I don't understand, like, how it, like, sits in your stomach, or how it keeps you full for 3 days. Like, I can't wrap my head around that. I don't know why. Because, like, it's not like you have different acid because your stomach's smaller. So it still should break down the food in the same kind of time and process.
You would think so.
So, like,
I think that day happened, 2 things happened that day out of the usual. One, as I was making my brother's lunch, there was 1 tablespoon of chicken salad that didn't fit on his sandwich. So I decided to eat it. I had to. It was there and it didn't fit anywhere. But it's 8:30 in the morning because I'm making his lunch. Well, Dory does not eat anything until between 1 and 3 p.m. normally. So when I ate that something at 8:30 in the morning, when I eat in the morning, it sets me personally into what I would describe as starvation mode. I feel like it literally sets off my ghrelin and my leptin for the day that I never feel full. Like, I literally feel hungry and full at the same time. It's like a spontaneous feeling of I am so full, but yet I feel like I'm hungry. I feel like I'm never full. I feel like I need to eat more. So on those days when I eat in the morning and I set myself off wrong, I literally, for some reason, I can eat more food physically, but I never feel full. And then that day, because I overate so badly because I felt so hungry, it wasn't that I still had food in my stomach, but I felt still sick from overeating. Like, back in the day when I would binge really hardcore and then you would just feel really gross for 2 days, that's how I felt. So I don't think I was actually full. I felt that feeling, and I haven't binged in years. Like, I have not had a good hardcore binge in years. So for me, that would be the closest thing I could equate to a binge, is I really severely overate. And it took about 2 days for that feeling to wear off, where I actually felt like, okay, I'm hungry when I'm hungry, and I'm full when I'm full. Like, I really feel like I threw myself so out of whack, and it's so simple. All I did was eat in the morning. But I used to eat in the morning every single day.
That triggered something in you.
Because
your hormones,
breakfast is the most important.
Because, like, and I'm glad you're not a bodybuilder. Because, like, for me, I did that. I ate. Robert told me to eat until, like, he didn't give me, like, a certain calorie rate. Like, I told you to increase your calories just a little.
Yeah.
He said, eat until it hurts.
Oh,
and I said,
yeah.
I said, seriously? He's like, yeah. He said, for about 2 weeks, just eat until it hurts.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, and I didn't want to because I was serious. I used to have a serious fat phobia. I don't anymore. Really overcome it in the past couple months. But I was like, I wanted to impress him. You know, it was the first time I met him. I was like, all right, bet I'll do it. I'll do it. You know, I'll do it.
Game on.
I got do it. And so, like, I got home and I was eating like 7,000 calories a day.
Oh wow!
Every day. And the first day was easy. It was the second day and third day because the point I'm trying to make is that I can relate with you, like those gross days afterwards. But I couldn't stop. I had to keep eating. I wasn't allowed to, you know, take a couple days off. Like, it was so for 6 weeks. I just ate and ate and ate. And something weird happened though. Finally, the icky, gross feeling went away. It took a lot longer than 2 or 3 days of not eating, but like
Okay.
took about 6 or 7 weeks, but it went away. I was okay with where I was at. It was really weird. I'm not encouraging you to do that. I'm just
I would die.
Stories.
Little at a time, Dory. Little at a time.
Yeah,
little at a time.
Don't do that. I don't recommend that unless you're working out 6-7 days a week,
right?
2 hours a day.
And what I will explain to everybody is how I figured out what I eat, because everybody's a little bit curious about that. When I wanted to start keto, everything I looked at said that I had to eat at least 1,600 calories a day if I wanted to keto. And I knew already I couldn't eat that much. So what I did was I started to track my food, but I ate as much as I wanted. Like I didn't limit myself. I ate as much as I wanted, whenever I wanted, every day. And that was how I based my macros. You know, the days that I ate more, did I feel good? The days that I ate less, did I feel less well? And I just trial and errored it until I came down to what was my comfortable number. Because I didn't have any other way to figure it out. There wasn't anybody to help me figure it out. And I asked everybody.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, like, that's the one thing I don't like that calculators are so readily available to the public.
Yes.
Because people just take that number and run with it. And people ask me, okay, so how do you calculate macros? Do you have a macro calculator? I'm like, I do. I use Keto Savages, but
yeah.
I don't just give you that number. My clients never just get the number the calculator gives me. I have to take that number, and then I have to consider a lot of variables. Diet history, metabolic rate, metabolic function, activity level, surgeries, diet surgeries. Like if you were my actual client, I would have to take your surgery into consideration on how I was going to approach your caloric, and your macros and your ratios. Like, so there's so many more variables, and I feel like, don't get me wrong, I feel like the masses should be educated, but they shouldn't. I don't feel like it's smart to just let them like take numbers and run with them. Like, even for me, like,
yes.
If I wasn't educated, I shouldn't be able to just put a number in a calculator and run with it, because I don't know what that's going to do.
Well, and the calculator figures out the average only. Like, it takes into account nothing except for your weight, your current weight, your height, your weight loss goals, and your body fat mass, your BMI.
Body fat, and then, like, you have the activity level number,
yes.
Which I find iffy anyways. I don't know how accurate that thing is, but that's another conversation.
Well, and let's be honest, who actually knows their BMI and who's guessing? I was like, I feel like I have about 25% body fat. I'm feeling like, totally 25. I totally feel like 25.
I was talking to a woman that was asking me about what I think her body fat was, and I was like, can you stand up and spin around a couple times?
Turn around.
And she did it. And she looked at me, and she's like, so what? I was like, I don't know. I just want to see me stand up and spin around.
I just wanted to see if you would do it. Like, because it's not like I can tell by that. So I figured, well, I'll guess. That seems like about middle of the road. I'm pretty sure I have about 25% body fat. So I'm getting really accurate numbers. Right? Like, so accurate.
Make these guesses, and I'm like, dude, what if you're 30% body fat and you should be eating more? Or maybe you should be eating less, and you have no idea because you're making all these guesses with your life, And, oh, Dory.
That's not how you do it, Coach Jonathan?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh. Bad Dory.
Bad Dory.
Bad Dory. So I'll get a blood panel done and we could go from there and see, I guess. I never really thought about that stuff, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm in good health. I'm doing good. I feel good. I sleep good. I eat well.
Like, if you feel good, and the only reason I like a blood panel is because sometimes there's underlying issues that we don't notice that don't make us feel bad.
Right?
Like, for instance, C-reactive protein that causes inflammation in arteries.
Yes.
Don't necessarily make you feel bad until you have a heart attack,
Well,
So
that's
things like
true.
that are good to check on.
Well, and I have a couple other things I want to check on too. After I had my car accident several years ago, they noticed that I had the beginning of calcification in my shoulder, my neck, also calcium deposits on my brain. So I'm curious how that has healed, because I don't feel that pain anymore. Like all of the inflammation that went along with that and all of the pain that went along with that. Technically what it is your muscles start to harden on the tendons until eventually you just can't move. And a couple years ago, I suffered really badly with that all of the time, and I have absolutely none of that discomfort since I started keto. So I'm really curious to get x-rays and see if it's actually changed or if it's just the inflammation that makes it less painful.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what calcium on the brain does. I do know that they misdiagnosed it as brain cancer originally, and it was a really panicky year thinking I had brain cancer.
Sorry.
That's all good. Well, you know what? When you're the cat's ass, you got to get right up in there and get your money shot.
Don't you hate that way? Like, I've heard it's like a friendly thing, and I'm like, we don't speak cat.
Yeah.
Don't put your butt in my face.
In my house, we call it flashing the starfish, and I say, dude, I don't need to see your fish. Get it out of here. Dude.
Yeah, for real. I understand.
He's all like, hello.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. My butt, your face. Hello, we're friends.
Yeah, I know. Like, I don't want to be your friend if that's how you're going to say hi to me.
Right? If that's how you're going to treat your friends, I don't want to be your friend, Jonathan. That better not be how you greet me at KetoCon. I'm just saying.
Is you going to shake my hand, just bend straight over?
Right. Hello. Oh my goodness. Could you imagine if that's how people greeted each other instead of shaking hands? Just saying.
Oh, dude, they should make a movie where, like, we're like dogs, like humans are pets of dogs,
Oh, yes.
and dogs walk us. That would be funny.
Oh, that would be absolutely hilarious. Oh my
I
goodness.
would watch that movie.
I totally watch it too. So
Go get the
Instagram
fire hydrants.
is going to kick us off in about 5. So I want to check and see what you've got up and coming, because I have a couple announcements I want to make when we're done too.
Wait, you're going to make them on this live? Or
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what?
I saved them for you. Best for last, darling.
Sweet. Oh, I know, boo. I know.
I know.
So, should I talk about this right now?
Yes. Okay, you're killing us,
I don't
dude.
know. It's not going live until the 1st.
Oh, you gotta tell us. We need the dish. We came here for the good dish. Don't hold back on us now.
Okay. So, keep your eyes peeled.
Okay.
But officially on the 1st, Deeper State Keto and me are going to start the campaign for our 90-day Summer Shred Challenge.
No.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. That is so exciting.
So,
that's only like a couple weeks away.
The way it works is, I created it, and my intention behind it was people want to lose weight. They want coaching, but coaching is expensive.
Yes.
So what I wanted to do was, the DSK program is $200. It's a 90-day program.
That's
reasonable.
reasonable.
So what this is going to be is, it's going to be, you pay the $200 and you sign up for the DSK program. But if you sign up through the challenge, you get a group Slack channel with me as your coach. And so basically, instead of like daily check-ins, it's weekly check-ins. But I help you through the program. And I'm gonna be doing the cut with them. So I'll be losing weight with them.
Nice.
Sign up, and then the winner, whoever has the craziest transformation in those 90 days, March 1st to May 30th, is going to get either $300 cash or a free KetoCon ticket.
Ooh. I'd pick KetoCon because I'm going, and then you can meet me. Just saying. Yeah, that's really the prize, Jonathan. Let's be honest. That's really the prize. If you get the most ripped, you can meet Dory.
Yes. That's gold.
That's gold, baby. Gold.
You crack me up.
wait till KetoCon. We're gonna have so much fun. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna be the crazy lady running around tackling everybody for hugs. That's me. That's who I'll be.
I believe you. I can't wait to see you. I'm gonna be like, ooh, here comes Dory.
Oh my goodness, I think I'm gonna run in the building going, okay, who's ready? Who's ready? Last year, I had a girl come up to me. Literally, I was standing in line to check in, and she was like, oh, I follow you on Instagram. Can we get our picture together? And I'm like, oh my God, yes, we can. Oh my God, I am PEMS, just saying. Someone wants their picture with me.
That's hilarious.
So much fun. Much.
So that will start getting... So the idea is we're going to start March 1st to let people get acclimated to the program. So all of February, we're going to be promoting it. So if you can't afford coaching, but you wanted coaching, now's your chance.
Oh, I'm excited. Now, make sure you tag me in that so I can share that on Instagram, Facebook, my groups.
I have a graphic and everything. I have a campaign graphic. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you after the live.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to share it for you.
Just don't do anything with it until the first story.
Okay.
We'll fight.
Oh, well, and you know me. You have to tell me these things because I get excited and I will just post it. I'm so glad you know this about me.
I do. I think I know you pretty well by now.
I think so
we had
too.
A couple bats over the video screen.
I think you're my new best keto friend.
Aw, Dory.
Aw, besties for life.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to get necklaces and bracelets and rings.
Right. Oh my God, matching besties bracelets. I'll bring them.
JJ Reno.
Right? Besties. I love it. Well, thank you.
What are your announcements?
Ooh, so we have something super, super exciting. Two big things. Now, one applies to you because it's Keto Wars related. And guess what?
Okay.
The Fat Fueled family is joining the battle. What?
Yes.
The entire family.
He was baked lamb.
He's like, I got you, dude. You don't ever cook anything good. I love you.
I'm like, dude, I don't know why you signed up for these wars. I'm going to kick your butt.
Why? I'm just totally going to kick your butt. You're only coming so that I could kick your butt, right? Let's be honest.
Exactly.
And then our big announcement.
You all know Dory's going to win this. Like,
well, do you know what? It's not a given just because I'm hosting it that I'll win it. I am being fair. Like, literally, who wins gets in the video, not just I'm making the video, so I'm in it. Which I think would only be fair because I am making the video. But, anyways.
True. I just don't think I'm going to win because I haven't put up a single I have all these meals that I put in pictures of, and I haven't put hashtag Team Keto Road on any of them, and I'm like,
you can go back and edit. And you know what, dude? Even I already voted for you. I voted for you. Joette voted for you. You already got votes. I did that for you. I did that for you.
I feel so loved.
So we are on our 1.27 minute warning. So I'm going to tell you guys really super quick. On Monday, 2 p.m. Mountain, we're meeting somebody new. We're going to meet Dr. Ryan Lowery. What? Yeah, we are. Boom, baby.
Real quick, tell me how you landed that line.
Oh, I messaged him and I said, any chance you want to talk about Canada's awesome new food guide with your favorite blue-haired Canadian?
And he said yes?
And he said yes.
Did you have to email his assistant? What's her name?
No. I booked it just right with him, darling.
Damn. High life. I had to email his secretary, Miss damn, what's her name? I don't remember.
Well, you know, Megan. Sometimes you just gotta be smooth like Dory.
You're a savage. I'm gonna dye my hair blue, damn it.
Right? Have an awesome night, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye, doll.
Bye.